we are actually able to bring on our final guest a little bit early because one, we have the time, and two, he logged on. So hopefully he didn't just log on and go away from his computer. And I know that Brian can talk. So some people, we talked about that earlier. Some people are shy about their work and they don't, you have to pull stuff out of them to talk about their books. That is not Brian W. Smith.
Well, we can ask one question. Brian will talk the rest of the half hour.
That's messed up. Y'all wrong for that. So tonight I'm gonna sit here and be quiet. Watch. I ain't saying a doggone thing.
Oh, Brian, how are you? And welcome back to Black Office Matter TV.
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Doing great.
Sitting on here dissing me. Boy,
no,
I tell you.
No.
It'd be your own people. I ain't lying. It'd be your own people.
Some people can write a book, but they can't talk about their book. I run into that we on this show, and also I run into it at the festival where people and you talked about that, where people are just like sitting there waiting on somebody to come up to them and ask some questions. And then, and you're not going to sell any books like that. So it's this whole journey is interesting, and I've known Brian pretty much. I think Brian, I think you were at our first festival, I think, or maybe the second one, but you were there early on, and I learned some things.
You were at it was the Houston Black Expo?
Yes, so you were there. Okay, so the first two we were at the Black Expo, and so we just had a section there, and Brian taught me some things about selling books in person, and I've used them. You can learn something. People have to be open to learning all the time and not think that they know everything.
Yeah.
You taught me about selling books, and I had a book. I had one book, but I wasn't really trying to sell my books there. I was just marveling at how you were able to sell so many books so fast. So,
I don't think it's that. Look, I mean, it's sales 101. People buy products from people they like. If you're approachable and you're likable, they'll buy it. I use the example of if you saw a car on the lot that you want, you've been wanting it for a long time, and a particular car lot has the car. You get your money right, and you go on that lot to get that car that you've been watching forever. But if the sales rep is a jerk, you might just walk off that lot and go find another lot with the same car. You know what I'm saying? You still want the car. You just don't want to buy it from that person. So people don't buy products, they buy the sale, they buy the sales rep.
That's true. Well, especially in face-to-face transactions. Like if you're not on a grocery store shelf, but if it's a face-to-face transaction, you have to be likable.
It's not even just face-to-face. Brian has a good way of engaging his readers, even on social media. So, and I remember, back in the day, Eric Jerome Dickey did the same thing. He was very social on social media. And then when people feel like Brian is my friend, I got to support him. Or so-and-so is my friend, I got to support him. Even if they don't know him, they're going to, for real, they're going to support them because they feel like they know them because of how social they are on social media. And so Brian has a way of doing that.
First of all, thank you for the compliment, but I too learn from other people. I'm going to tell you, I've been knowing you both for a long time. But when I think about the people who have been in this business longer than I have and are far more successful than I am, the person that comes to mind for me is Kimball Roby. I think that Kimball, I watched one day and I don't know what it may have been a birthday, people wishing her birthday, happy birthday, right? And I remember watching her thank every person, right? And I was like, wow, if she can do that, surely I can. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I just find her humility very impressive, because look, if you've been around this business long enough, you meet some people who have a few accolades, and they let you know, and they act like they have a few accolades. I would just put it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have some people who um very humble, and I teach my students, I teach my kids, humility will open doors your talent can't.
That's for sure.
So yeah.
Yeah, that and when I talk to young people, I tell them that and integrity
Yeah.
is you have to be a person of your word.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Say
That
what you
will
mean.
take you,
Yeah.
that will open some doors and have situations that you never even considered go your way, just because people feel like you're going to, one, you're going to say you're going to do what you say, but two, you're not going to embarrass them, by not being a person of your word,
Right. Right.
because if their reputation is kind of tied to yours, then it makes a difference.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. This authors by nature, I think, are real kind of introverts. Writers are, but the irony is that um, you can be introverted, but you have to tap into some your people skills, because that that seclusion may help you in writing a book, but it's not going to help you in selling it. And at this point, to me, from my perspective, I know a lot of young authors may not feel this way, but I think writing the book is the easy part.
It is.
Trying to get someone who is not financially or emotionally invested in your success to part ways with $15. That's the hard part.
Well, some of these new authors charge $25 for a 100-page book, and then
Yeah.
they wonder why they're not selling.
I think I think there are a lot of things that go into it, but um, either they will learn or they will fall by the wayside. I was just telling some young authors, I mentor authors. I have this mentor group. Right now we're at about 20 authors. I meet with them once a month. And I tell them that the lifespan of the average author is, they may make it to their third book, maybe. Maybe. They may make it to their third book. And a lot of times what determines whether or not they make it is their ability to brand and build a support base. And all of that is rooted in um, your communication skills and being approachable. You know, it's one of those reasons why I am a firm believer. You guys have heard me say it a million times. I'm not big on book release parties for young authors. I believe you take that money and you go to as many literary events as you can afford, preferably different parts of the country, so you can spread um, your territory, try to increase your territory, and let those people take those books back to their hometowns and grow your brand. Um, you know what I'm saying? Celebrate down the line. So yeah.
Well, yeah, a lot of people just have a misconception. They just write one book and they think they're going to be on Oprah. Well, Oprah's not even on Oprah now, but you know what I'm saying. They think they're going to be on Tamron Hall or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell them, and I do a workshop. I do it at my church. So I just had one 2-3 weeks ago. And I tell them, that's not going to happen. So if that's your motivation, then don't even get started, because that's not going to happen. And most people I know who have a breakthrough, is at the average is book number 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, if you go, there's an old saying, it takes 10 years to become an overnight success.
Right. Right.
So if you do the math, it takes a lot of people, in many cases, a year and a half to 2 years between books. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not me, but a lot of people. That's the average, and that's the 10-year mark, right? If you put out 5 books, yeah, right. So that works, and you know, for everyone listening to this interview, I think I've come up with a solution, ladies, to help these young authors.
Okay. Well, you know, young is a relative term.
I mean young. I mean
young
as
an author, not
young in the book business. So I think I've come up with a solution, and that solution is, you guys know that I during the pandemic I opened a company, Script Repository, that adapts novels to screenplays, and it's done well. During those 3 years, we've adapted, as of today, 40 novels to screenplays.
Good, congratulations.
But what I decided to do, last week I decided to do it. After, in 1 week, I had two former students, and one just author I know from social media contact me and was asking me for all kind of advice. And it happened back to back to back. Like these three contacts came within like a 48-hour period. And 2 of them asked me to edit. One was trying to decide between 2 editors and wanted me to judge the sample edits that had been provided. The other person wanted me to read. The other person wanted me to help them with the Amazon KDP process, etc. So the light bulb went off, and I've decided to expand the services of my company. So now the Script Repository is now, as of yesterday, a one-stop shop for authors on everything. So we ghostwrite novels. We can do everything from ghostwriting your novel to editing your novel to writing your query letter to help you get a literary agent if that's the route you want to go. If you want to self-publish it, it help you with your setup on Amazon, KDP, etc. Typeset novels. We mentor authors. If you decide that you want to do a video book trailer for your book, we do that. And if last but not least, if you decide after going to all these streaming sites that you want to see your novel on the big screen, we will write your screenplay for you. There's a one-stop shop. The only thing we do not do at the Script Repository is make book covers. People too fickle and too fickle to be dealing with the book covers. I don't have the patience to want to deal with someone and their desire to nitpick a cover because the person on the cover ain't wearing the same color shirt that they want, the right color shirt. Book covers, I would prefer the cup be in the left hand, not the right hand. And we're using stock images here. This isn't a photo shoot. So the book cover process, they can get that done elsewhere, but the typesetting and everything that's going to have to go inside the book, we do at the Script Repository. And the goal is, initially the goal with the Script Repository was to take away the pressure of trying to learn how to write a screenplay or a teleplay, stage play, and all this stuff from authors, because it's an entirely different craft. Well, I'm going to take it one step further, and we're going to take all the stress out the process for you and do everything. Even if you don't want to write your book and you just got a great book idea, come to us and we'll write the book.
Okay, now I have a question for you. The people who were approaching you, asking you that, were they trying to get you to do it as a mentor / favor, or were they intending to pay you for your professional services?
They were all doing it as a mentor / favor. For those who don't know, I'm an adjunct professor, been one for 12 years. Two of the people were former students of mine dating back before the pandemic. But I've never put any provisions on anyone contacting me. Gwen, I've given away more free advice over the last 20 years than you can shake a stick at. You know what I'm saying?
I do. I do.
Um,
I do. It gets old though.
So now,
well, let me say that. Let me say that for me, it got old.
Yeah. Well, well, with the mentor program, it's $39, it's $40, $39.99. It's $40.
An hour?
No, for the year. For 12 months, you get me for
Oh,
12
it's
months
times
for
12?
$40. No. I am making this very easy.
I'm trying to find out.
Let me be clear. Let me be clear. For $40, you have access to me for 12 straight months. I do it with, and 20 people signed up. The first week I put this out there, 20 people signed up.
Okay.
And every month at a preset time from 9 to 10, we do a Zoom session. All 20 people on the screen, and either I am teaching a particular topic, maybe it would be scene development. Or it's a Q&A session where they ask me whatever it is they want to know about the industry, from publishing to getting a book deal, major book deal, whatever it is you want to know. It is a free-for-all, and we meet once a month, and your $40 gets you 12 months. Even if you started in April and everyone else started in January, your 12 months runs from April to April. For $40, you got me. There isn't a question that is off limits. And I think that it's done well.
Well, I'm going, you know what? It's different people have different skill sets and different aspects of their personality that will work for certain things.
I think it's good. I think it's a good service because people do have a lot of questions. And I think it's the price that he's charging is just enough for people to put some skin in the game. Because there are a lot of people. I mean, I remember having an author would message me all the time asking for information. And every time I suggested, why don't you get an editor? Well, I already hired an editor. Well, okay, so you're getting free advice. You're trying to get free advice from me, but you went and paid somebody else. I said, okay, well, why don't you get a publicist? Well, I hired a publicist. Well, why are you coming to me? Go to the people that you paid. So sometimes
they're going to charge them some more. That's why they didn't go to those.
Right, exactly. And that's why I had to put a stop to it, like, stop coming to me. But when you have a person put a little skin in the game, they respect it a little bit more, even if it's just $40. The thing is, they're like, oh, I paid my $40, so I'm gonna get my $40 worth. And then if they don't get their $40 worth, they paid their money already. So you're not wasting Brian's time. So
the structure you have too works. I like the structure you have. You have the Zoom call. You have a specific time.
Yeah. We have preset times.
Yeah, if they don't sign on, then that's on them.
Yeah, they understand. For $40, one-time fee. We have a Zoom class every month. It usually lasts about an hour and a half because people have questions. No one's in a rush to get off the phone. I mean, it's because they're also taking notes to my answers to other people's questions.
Right.
So that free for all goes once a month, and I can honestly say of the 20 people, few of them, because at the end I will ask, are there any questions that you wanted to ask that I didn't bring up? And if you have any questions that you want to ask and you don't want other people to hear, just stay on the call. Everybody drop off, and that person will stay on the call or whatever. I can honestly say to you that between those Zoom sessions, those 30 days between, people do not contact me. They just show up because I think in that hour and a half, whatever they want to know, either it gets answered or they are encouraged to ask. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one of the services that are now offered at the Script Repository. Yeah, we do it all. We do it all. I want to be a one-stop shop where from the conception of your book idea to it hitting the shelves, we can help you in any part of that process, and even past the shelf when it's time to take it to the next level and do the script.
Yeah, that's
So
really
if you
great.
want to know more, go to www.scriptrepository, REPOSITORY.com.
Rhonda's putting it
Scriptrepository.com.
in the chat. Rhonda's putting it in the chat.
Cool. Well,
The website.
Scriptrepository.com. You will not find any prices on the scriptrepository.com website. That is by design. If you're committed,
do custom work. You do custom.
I don't do custom work. I wouldn't charge Rhonda any more or less than I would charge you for the same service. But a brother got a little business savvy. I got an MBA on the wall. I've been around the block.
Yeah,
I know that when you post your prices, people people go on there and take, people do everything that, they make decisions, they copy your style, they copy your pricing. And if in fact you are committed to the process, fill out the contact us page. There's a brief form, just 4 blocks. Your name, your email, and at the bottom there is a tell us what you need. That comes directly to me. I contact you, and then we'll discuss pricing. But there's nothing posted on the website.
Okay. Well, I admire your tenacity and your business savvy. And when you're an entrepreneur, you have to figure out how to monetize things, and you have to have your services evolve as technology evolves and just the lay of the land, just things on the ground change. You are both in military background, so I'm not, but I'm a strategic thinker. So you have to make
initially what I was
adjustments.
going to do was I was going to open up another business.
Okay.
And decided not to. I just decided not to, but I wanted to. So instead of opening another business and having to run 2 companies, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
I just because
you can have multiple things under one umbrella.
Right. I've already, I would say the last 5 years, I've probably ghostwritten 15 books. So I was already doing that. You know what I'm saying? I was already doing that. So basically all the things that I do, I just put it all under one roof instead of opening a second company. Company name was picked out, everything was picked out at the last minute, got talked out of it, and just moved it over, moved everything up under this hip. So you'll find that the slogan used to read, "Let us write your screenplay." Now it reads, "Let us write your screenplay, ... and more."
Okay. Now, of the screenplays that you've written, what percentage of those have been turned into films?
4 have been optioned. 4 were optioned last year, and 1 was optioned this year, so it's 5. And that's not counting mine. I've been blessed. I've sold 2 books, and option 1. But my novel Quagmire that I wrote, probably it was in 2015. It's been a while back. Yeah, that production
I read that one.
Production starts in October for it to be turned into a film. We start the casting starts in July.
Oh, okay. Well, wonderful. Now, tell us about your new book.
My new book, The Club.
The Club.
New book, The Club, came out. It was so I've been doing this 20 years now. This is my 20th year. Yeah. And for my 40th book, we talked earlier about like averaging every 2 years you put out a book or whatever. Or with me, it's 2 books every year, right? Yeah. So I'm on my 40th novel, and I wanted it to be a little different, right? And so one day I was reflecting, I was like, when I came into this business, um, so I am a businessman who happens to write. I'm not a writer who owns a business, So when I came into this, I was looking for the best way to um, grow my audience at a faster rate. So my strategy from the first book I wrote, my strategy was I need to find groups of Black women, since that's my demographic market, right? 30 to 65, up in there somewhere. So I was like, where can I find these clumps of women? And two groups came up. One was sororities, and the other was book clubs. So people ask today, how do you know so many book clubs? Because from day one, I made it my mission to learn to find out every book club I can. And at this, I just about a month ago, I just gave them all a shout out in honor of this book.
I saw your pictures.
So, and that was all. That was about 100, and that's just the groups that I can remember, and that I have pictures of. So I made it my point to become invested in book clubs because they have large groups of people that meet my demographic audience. So when it was time for the 40th book, and I was thinking about something to write, I decided that the book I would write would be about a book club. And I called it The Club. And The Club is a book about the youngest member in the book club is being beaten by her husband, who happens to be the chief of police. So naturally, if you've ever been around book clubs, it's the youngest member. If there are 10 women in the club, the youngest member has 9 mamas. You know what I'm saying? That person has 9 mamas, whether they like it or not, right? And in this particular book club, the youngest member is about 15 years younger than all of the other members. So naturally, they're all very protective of her. So when they discover that she's being beaten by her husband, the chief of police, one day during a book club meeting, they all getting drunk and the liquor's going around. They stop talking about the book and talking about her issue, and they start laughing and joking and talking about how they'd kill him. 1 week later, he comes up dead.
And not of natural causes.
Oh no, he's murdered.
Okay.
The question is, which one of these 8 members did it? So you follow this book, and it's really like a mystery wrapped in a contemporary fiction.
Okay.
And it's done well. The book is done well. People love it. Book clubs love it. And what I decided to do, not only honoring book clubs as for my 40th book, but I decided to name the main characters, which is 8 members. I chose the 8 book clubs that have been riding with me the longest over this 20-year journey, and I named the characters after the presidents of the book clubs.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that was nice.
So the book clubs, they get the book and they see their name in the book, and you know what I'm saying? So that's my ode to book clubs. Called the book The Club. The book debuted on the Amazon bestseller list, and it's done extremely well. It's came out Christmas Day. So we are January, February, we're approaching the 3rd month. It still has a 5-star rating. It's doing well.
That's great. Well, it's always when you write novels, and I have 2 novels, but that's not my strength. But you have to come up with storylines, and that's a unique one.
Yeah.
I've heard about books that have book clubs in them, but not one like this. And and your stuff is so personal too because of your relationship with the book clubs.
Yeah, and naming them, they all got a kick out of it. They all got a kick. I've met with every book club member that's named in that book. I've either met with or they're on my calendar to meet with in the next 60 days. So it's funny talking to them, about their character in the book, and they got a kick out of it. Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy.
Is it set? Where is it? Is it set in Dallas?
Yes, this book is set in Dallas. I had to think about it. I had to think about it. This one's set in Dallas, yeah.
Thought you were gonna say New Orleans.
No, not this one. Not this one. So yeah, it's the club. I enjoyed writing this book. It took me about, I guess it took about 3-4 months to write
Yeah,
it.
it sounds like something that you could kind of rattle off pretty fast, just based on all you have to just thinking about your book club relationships and their
Well, it's interesting
interaction.
because the book club, one thing that I was able to glean from book clubs over the years is that they all have they got this rhythm, this personality about them, right? There's always the book club member that never finishes the book. There's always the book club. There's always the book club member that talks the most trash, the one that gets drunk, the one who wants to gossip more than talk about the book, the one who's always late. And so all those personalities are in this book club. So you get a kick out of the members. And then when the murder happens, it's like one of these very likable characters is a murderer. So it's been fun talking to book clubs and listening to people guess wrong. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say, when you think you know, you don't actually know.
You know, right? So,
but that's what makes it a good mystery.
Yeah.
Not knowing how it's going to end.
Yeah, no doubt. So I still got. I don't have as many books in me as I can feel the transition coming. You know what I'm saying? I've learned to never say I retire, because that's when God will wake me up in the middle of the night with some story idea. But I do feel a transition coming, excuse me. And the passion just isn't there as much as it used to. I would have a sheet of paper. I would know my next 5-6 books. I just need to get to them. And I can, after at 40, at my 40th novel, I could feel it kind of waning. Like I know what my next book comes out on the 4th of July. It's called Mad Date. So, and then after that, I have no books planned after Mad Day. So,
So if you do decide to step back or take a break, because I don't know if you'll ever actually stop, but you might take a break for a while. You'll still continue with the script repository.
Oh yeah. Script repository is a full-fledged company. It's grown in 3 years, and yeah, I don't plan on stopping that anytime soon. That's a business that's going to be here whether I write or not.
And it's also a business of passion, because your passion is to mentor people and help people, and your passion is still writing, and you're still able to do all that.
I think Rhonda, you can appreciate this. I mean, you can too, Gwen. I've seen you. I see what you do, even with your book festival. We are blessed so that we can be a blessing to other people. Like I am one of those people. I'm so thankful for my blessings. I believe that when you stop blessing other people, do not be surprised when you don't have as much fortune as you had before. And when I say fortune, I don't mean financial fortune, just blessings, I guess, for lack of a better way of putting it. If you're not sharing your blessings with others, why do you think you're entitled to keep getting them?
Well, it also helps with giving you, for lack of a better word, a purpose. As we get older, you still need a purpose, because once you don't have a purpose, a lot of people die. A lot of people retire from work, and then within 2 years they're dead, because they got up in the morning and they had somewhere to go, and then after they retire, they don't have a plan to get up in the morning, and so they don't have anything to look forward to. And so I'm gonna always try to be relevant in making a difference somewhere in what I do.
I can see, like, you recently retired from the military. You're a young woman. A lot of people, I know this, and we both served. There are people who retire, all they want to do is fish, or you know what I'm saying, sleep, or go to the casino, whatever. But you didn't have to start all that you've started, which helps other people. But you made a conscious decision because as Gwen talked about, it's about legacy building, it's about helping other people. People ask me why I still teach. I had a student ask me last semester, why do you still, this was funny, she had looked me up. She had done some research, right? So when she goes to the Simon Schuster page, she sees my ugly mug on the Simon Schuster's page. And she's just doing all this research on me. And she asked me in the middle of class, why do you still teach? And my response was, one, teaching creative writing has made me a better writer. And two, there is nothing more fulfilling than when your students come back and they've gone on and written books. And it happened to me as recently as yesterday. One of my students contacted me and said, it's been 2 years since I took your class, but I just want you to know I published my first book. And that made, in my 12 years of teaching, that gave me, I now have 7 former students who've gone on to publish novels.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So that is, I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. You know, so now y'all look, y'all got me on here. I'm on here early.
Yeah, and you're on here.
And we're talking, and then if I find out that after we hang up, y'all dissing me talking about I talk too much, I'm gonna keep both of your cars and let all the air out your tires.
My car gets parked in the garage.
I'm gonna let the air out your tires.
Well, we didn't say you talk too much. We just knew that we could have a conversation with you.
Yeah, and we know
people come on the show and we have to pull the words out of them.
Yeah, about their own book. About
their own book, huh?
About their own book. You'd be surprised at how little people really have to say about their book.
I was actually talking about this yesterday. There have been times where I'll meet a new author. I'm like, oh, what's your book about? Well, here's the book. You can read the back of the book to see what the book is about. No,
one of the classes I teach at the college level, I teach several classes at the college level. One of the classes I teach is I teach a marketing and promoting your novel class at Collin College here in Dallas. And I make my students, a part of the course curriculum is that you have to perfect your elevator speech. Right? And it's so rewarding to see them from week 1 stumble and stutter and turn red in the face, break out into like these beads of sweat, to see the confidence by the end of the semester. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. So and what I tell them is that, true story. I told this to my class last we're in January. This was last fall, so it was around November, December timeframe. I was going to a Starbucks, and it was in the middle of the day, like on a Tuesday, like at 10 o'clock. And the young lady hangs out the window because I was going through the drive-thru, and she asked me, why aren't you at work like that, right? She was just trying to make conversation. And I said, I am at work. I work for myself. She said, what do you do? I said, I write. I'm an author. She said, what genre do you write in? I said, a lot, but primarily mystery, contemporary fiction, a lot of mystery. I love mystery. This is while my coffee is being prepared. I love mystery. Tell me about one of your books. I ended up giving an elevator speech in the Starbucks drive-through line. By the time my cup came and she handed it to me, she pulls out her phone, goes on Amazon and says, is this one of your books? I said, yes. She looked at the Sleepy Card of Mysteries. Is this one of your books? And she ordered a book right there hanging out the window at Starbucks. And if I hadn't perfected my elevator speech or been afraid to speak, I wouldn't have sold that book. I don't know how many people she's since told, right? But my point is that you have to always be ready to pitch your book. And what I teach in my class, I give my students 1 minute to go through all the interrogatives, the who, what, where, when, and why of your book. You got 1 minute. We got time. We time it in class. Well, that exchange between she and I probably lasted about, there were people behind me in line, and she's hanging out the window asking me, is this your book, on her cell phone? So you always got to be ready. And that's my elevator pitch story.
It's well, about being, you could have had an attitude like, don't be worried about why I'm not at work. What you mean? Next thing you know, man, got an attitude with her. You didn't sell a book, and you probably didn't earn a new fan. And then she's gonna think you're the butthole, the old butthole coming through the line every time she sees you.
With her energy, you could tell a reader, right? We all know readers. You have people who are just casual readers, then you have those avid readers. I could tell she was an avid reader. You can just tell.
If she went on Amazon, she's an avid reader.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, so but don't worry about talking, because not only does this help the people who are watching the show right now, we have a lot of viewers after, we get a lot of views that 2 weeks longer after the shows. And then it gets posted on YouTube as a separate interview by individuals.
I know y'all big time now.
No, well,
let me tell you, I can tell y'all big time. I can tell y'all big time. I can tell you big time. When y'all first started doing this, y'all used to have clothes in the background and all kind of. Now y'all got logos in the background and
I don't think I had
cookies on the wall. Y'all came up in life. I see it.
We were more casual in the beginning.
Yeah, now y'all got logos and stuff. They used to have laundry baskets in the background. Like, whoa, okay, what we doing here? But now
you always have to do better. You are, everything you do, you should always, and you know this, you should always do better. Figure out, how can I improve? How can I make it better?
Now y'all big time. Look, ladies, you guys have been at it for a while. It would have been easy to tap out, but you didn't.
Well, the demand is there and people love it. So it's a need,
Well, I'm happy for both of you. I'm happy for both of you.
Oh, we appreciate
success.
We're happy for you. We're happy that we're able to bring on people that have been in this business for years and years and years, and they keep going. And it helps the new people who are thinking about it, or the readers who just want to know what's the inspiration behind all this material that I'm reading. What inspired these people to write?
To all the new people, just look, keep writing, grind, and pray.
Amen.
When I say keep writing, I mean learn the craft, grind to sell it, and be in constant prayer. That's my formula.
Well, those are good words to end with. So, Brian, thank you so much. Congratulations again. And I may be in touch with you in the future with your script repository. Who knows? I would like to do the script thing with both of my novels, but we'll see. I might fill out your form and then you can send me your price. How's that?
Well, I am a client of the script repository. He's turned one of my books into a screenplay, and I haven't done anything with it yet because it's been a busy year. But now that I'm where I am now, my goal this year is to go ahead and get that script optioned. I'm already in conversation with someone.
Well, good for you. Good for you. I wish you well. You know how to Ron, you know how to reach me. You both know how to reach me if you need me. All right. Hey, y'all ain't gotta pay $40. How about that? No doubt. Look, y'all how they say grandfather then. Y'all good.
Okay.
I'm gone.
All right. Good night. We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.